I said, Mom, I have this opportunity. I can move to China. She was like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Like, she really didn't say anything about it. Eventually she came around and she supported what I wanted to do. But, you're talking about sending your Jamaican kid to a country where there's a different language, and I did not speak Chinese. It's a different culture. I didn't know the culture. And we're talking about a different time zone, depending on daylight savings, it's 12 or 13 hours time difference. So, you're thinking, okay, I can't call my daughter during this time because she's sleeping. She can't call me because, whatever. So with my dad, it was interesting because I remember a few months before this opportunity to move to China came, I wanted to move to New Jersey. We were living in New York, and a friend and I wanted to move to New Jersey. So I was like, oh, Dad, my girlfriend, who, she wants us to move to Jersey together. What do you think? He's like, oh, you should want to stay home and be safe. And why would you want to spend money when I'm here paying the rent? Like he just gave me all these reasons why it wasn't a good idea. So when the whole China conversation came, I'm like, okay, this is not going to go over well. So I was like, oh, Dad, I was looking at jobs and I found a job in China. He's like, oh, in Chinatown? I'm like, no, in China. And he was like, and this is my dad, who is a big traveler and everything, but the same person who I just had the conversation with a couple months before about moving to Jersey, which is like 30 minutes away. And when I said, no, China, he goes, okay, well, I got to get my visa ready. Wait, what? You didn't want me to move to Jersey a couple of months ago, but I can move to a whole continent. And for him, it was like, I don't know what flipped. I don't know what changed. I don't know what clicked. But for him, he was just so excited about the opportunity. And I'm like, all right. So, I had a conversation with a couple of people. It's kind of like you're doing the tally. Like, okay, Shireen said yes. My sister said yes. This one said no. And you're kind of tallying up, like, what do you do? And Shireen mentioned my faith. I got to a point where I'm like, I'm not going to ask anyone. I'm just going to ask God, because he's the one who's going to carry me through if he decides that I should go. And I just felt this inexplicable peace. And when I say inexplicable, it absolutely made no sense for this Black girl to go to China, not speaking the language. And I wasn't going to Beijing. I wasn't going to Shanghai. Shireen has been there. It is rural. When I tell you that these people are walking around looking at me, trying to touch my skin, touching my hair, they're like, I had little girls saying to me in Chinese, why are you Black? I said, oh, because my blood is blue. They're like, oh, like you could just make up all these stories. This is how uninformed they were. Like their TV wasn't picking up stations in America. When my dad came to visit us, they thought he was Michael Jordan. This was the extent of Black people they've seen, right? So